Reforms in the housing sector is big on the agenda of the Urban Development and Housing Minister Venkaiah Naidu. The ministry is now working around the clock to put in place a policy framework that would focus on a set of mandatory reforms related to tax laws and finances to achieve the target of housing for all by 2022. Oineetom Ojah has exclusive inputs from the Housing Ministry on this. Oineetom, apart from the challenge of actually encouraging the industry to get into EWS and LIG housing, the other challenge is also of providing the financial support to these home seekers and developers. What is the government now planning?
Well, Vasudha, like you rightly pointed out, financing of affordable housing projects has been a long-standing issue, a problem that is just not going away. So this time round, the Housing Ministry is looking at a new set of policies and also looking at tweaking existing policies. So first up, taking a cue from the infrastructure projects, the way the government is looking at building infrastructure, the Housing Ministry too is likely to dig into the funds of companies like Life Insurance Corporation and other insurance funds, pension funds, for long-term stable capital for the housing sector. That is one. Second, they are also looking at making changes to the tax structure. There are certain provisions of the Income Tax Act like 43CA and 50C which results in double taxation of housing assets. Here the government is likely to simplify these provisions and avoid double taxation. Third, rebates are likely on stamp duties and registration charges. It is a state subject and these charges and duties vary from state to state, but the centre is likely to introduce a policy of rebates on these and are likely to also request the states to come out with rebates on these two issues. They are also looking at providing interest-free or cheap land to affordable housing. Also, the fact remains that Venkaiah Naidu, the Housing Minister, has already talked of an escrow account, which means that excess collections from taxes from construction activities will be put aside in this escrow account and will be later on used for affordable housing. So discussions are on regarding this particular venture as well. And finally, the government is also looking at a viability gap fund which will be similar to what we already have for infrastructure projects. Both the centre and the state governments will pitch in with additional funds and subsidies to make affordable housing a success. Back to you.
All right. Eliminating double taxation, rebates and offering interest-free land. Very interesting proactive measures that the government is planning. Oineetom, thanks so much for those details.